Yo, 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 what's that word? This is Third Swebbing and Podcast. Now, today we're going to finish up the Coach's Poll Top 25. We're going to do between Penn State and Texas A&M, so all the way from 7 to 25 in each scene. Doing it this way because Hurricane Idalia slowed me up some, and I know the season start today, so y'all forgive me for that, but more exclusive content dropping y'all way. I appreciate y'all. Penn State fans, what's up? We're here with schedule prediction, so let's just start it off like that. First game against West Virginia. That's going to be tonight, and that's going to be a home game for Penn State. I got Penn State at 1-0. I think that game might be closer than what people think just because Penn State starting a new quarterback, but he is ultra talented. Drew Allar, five-star freshman, sophomore now, but I think this will be a Nick Singleton and Nick Singleton game right here. So I got Penn State at 1-0, and against Delaware, 2-0. Illinois, another good game, but I got Penn State at 3-0. Number 25, Iowa. It's gonna be a classic game. I got Penn State at 4-0, though. I got to see that offense for Iowa compete with the Penn State offense. Uh, Northwestern, Penn State at 5-0. UMass 6-0. Ohio State. This will be a great test for Penn State. I think it's a huge swing game on both their seasons. If you'd have watched my Ohio State prediction already, you would know where I was leaning with this game. But as of right now, I'm gonna go with Penn State to put out the upset over Ohio State. And this is at Ohio State as well, so this should be a really close, tough game. And I expect Kyle McCord to be starting still at this point. But I'm gonna rock with Penn State to be 7-0 at this point. Indiana at home, I'm gonna go with Penn State. Maryland, at Maryland. I think this has been one of the tougher games on the schedule, especially with I'm not gonna try Tualia Tualanga. I know I butchered that name. Forgive me, Maryland fans, but I'm gonna pick Penn State to win this game. Penn State is 9-0 at this point, probably number 2 or number 3 in this country, if not number 1 at this point. The big win over Ohio State, but Maryland is currently 9-0 at versus Michigan. They get it at home. If you'd have watched my Michigan schedule prediction, you would already know where I was leaving this game. And I got Penn State suffering their first loss at Michigan. Well, I'm sorry, Michigan at home. So I got Penn State at 9-1 at this point. Then we got Rutgers. I got Penn State at 10-1. In MSU, Michigan State. Another big game, defensive battle, but I don't think Michigan State is going to be able to hang around defensively. So I got Penn State going 11-1. And I think at this point, with a good shot to make the college football playoff, I'm very high on Penn State this year. We'll see what the Nittany Lions do. Starting off today at 7:30 against West Virginia. Oh, whoa, oh. You already know my team. I'm rocking with the Noles. And here today we got the schedule prediction for the Florida State Seminoles. We start off big on Sunday, September 3rd, Labor Day primetime game. Of course, you know, box office boys, big dogs barking. We start off against LSU. Big game. Brian Kelly has promised we're going to beat the heck out of Florida State. I love it. I think he's underrating us bad. And I don't even need to write down the tallies for this one as far as win, loss one. I'm so in tune with this team, and I'm rocking with Knowles to pull the big, I guess, upset at this point. The Knowles are at number 8. LSU is at number 5. If you would have saw that, if you've seen my LSU schedule prediction, y'all go like and subscribe to the channel. But I got the Knowles putting out the big dub in this game to wake up the nation that we coming this year. I got the Knowles at 1-0. Next, we have the Knowles playing Southern Mississippi, I believe. Give me 1 second. Southern Mississippi, and that's a neutral site game against LSU in Orlando, by the way. Southern Mississippi is a home game for the Noles. I got the Noles being 2-0, obviously. Then we got BC, Boston College. Could be closer. Nah, we shredded them boys last year. I'm rocking with the Noles in this one. That's at BC at Boston College. So we get them early in the year. Weather won't be as much as a factor. We know it get chilly up there in Boston, but I'm rocking with the Noles. Sort of big 3-0 at this point, and then a top five where we belong again. Then we Clemson at Clemson. You know they had our number the past decade really. I think they won 7 or 8 straight. I want to say 8 straight conference champions, kings of the ACC, but our dance partner and getting out of the ACC. This is at Clemson. I think the Noles pull it out. I think we tired of losing them. Been tired of losing them. I think we had the talent this year. I'm rocking with the Noles to be 4-0. Next we have Virginia Tech. This is at home. We return home Virginia Tech. I got us being 5-0. Syracuse beat them last year, beat the brakes off them last year in Syracuse. I got the Noles at 6-0. Then we have Virginia Tech. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we have Duke. A big game, in my opinion. A big game. Duke could be much improved. Riley Leonard, excellent quarterback. Uh, this game is at home in Tallahassee, Tallahassee, and I'm rocking with the Noles in this game. Noles are 7-0. Then we got Wake Forest. Wake Forest. No, they had our number for the past 3 seasons. They've been talking a lot of trash online. They don't have Sam Hartman no more. I think A.T. Perry. Yeah, A.T. Perry went to the draft. We'll see if Donovan Green. He's out for a couple months. I think 3 to 5 months with his recent injury. Their best wide receiver, but they've had our number. They had our number, and this game is at home. I don't know how this game is at home. I could have sworn. No, we played them at Wake last year. Yeah, we played them at Wake last year. This is a home game. I rock with the Noles to be 8-0. At Pitt, one of our toughest games on the schedule. It should be cold up there in Pittsburgh. We know they're gonna have a great defense as always. Seeing Phil Jerkovic, even though we beat the brakes off him a couple times at BC, I think he's gonna have a better supporting cast this year. But by this time, I think the Noles are gonna start having that similar 2020, excuse me, 2013 mentality as far as finishing the season out strong, heading towards the ACC championship. I got the Noles pulling out a big win, one of the biggest wins of the season. The Noles are 9-0. Miami at home beat the brakes off them boys 45-3 last year. Really embarrassing for Miami. Good win for Miami against the Miami of Ohio. Established themselves as the real Miami. Probably going to be one of their biggest wins of the season. Right now, I'm rocking with the Noles, and I'm gonna rock with them regardless against Miami. That's how we rocking about that. Noles big 10-0, double digit wins, matching last year's season total already. Then we got UNA North Alabama. I'm rocking with the Noles. Not much to be said there. Expect a lot of freshmen to be playing in this game. And that game is at home, I believe. We finish out in the swamp at Florida. After Florida they got mollywopped on Thursday by Utah. They couldn't get better throughout the season, but I'm not picking Graham Mertz going against the Jordan Travis led team on any day of the week. It's over with. Noles finish out the season 12-0, possibly the number one and number two team in the nation with big wins over Clemson, LSU, and then in the ACC title game, we beat Clemson again in the rematch. We go on to the playoffs. We play whoever we play, Michigan, Penn State, Georgia. I think that's going to be the playoff. And then we win our fourth national championship. Jordan Travis win the Heisman. We rock with the Noles. Go Noles, baby. I'm in Tallahassee. We got Clemson, the big Clemson Tigers, the big bullies in the ACC. Much respect to them boys. The Florida State dance partners to get out of the ACC, hopefully to the Big Ten. And let's get right into the schedule prediction. They started with Duke, a big game at Duke um, on Monday, September 4th. This game is a home game. I think it's going to be closer than what a lot of people think. I really do. I'm interested in seeing what their new Clemson offense looks like with Garrett Riley at the helm. But I got Duke. Forgive me. I got Clemson to pull out this game. I think their defense is going to be pretty solid. They're going to slow them down just enough to pull out a comfortable win, but an anxious win. Next, they go up. I think they play Charlotte. I'm sorry. I don't know who that team. Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern, forgive me. I got Clemson at 2-0 in that game, a tune-up game. One of their next two tune-up games. They got Florida Atlantic, Clemson 3-0. Big Clemson 3-0 now. A big game versus Florida State. They got it at home now. They got it at home. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Clemson, this is the year y'all fall. You ought to know that if y'all watch the Florida State schedule prediction already. It's gonna be in this video a little earlier. I got Clemson falling for the first time this season, being 3-1 to the nose. Syracuse, Clemson bounced back with a big win over Syracuse. Wake Forest. This is one of the best games of the college football season last year. You know, moving in, they have Cade Klubnik starting now instead of DJ Uiagalelei. I said I did that kind of good. I did that kind of good. I butchered a little bit, but I did that kind of good. Anyways, I got Clemson at this point beating Syracuse and being 5-1. One, two, three, four. Sorry, 4-1. I could have just clapped that or beating Wake. I'm sorry, I got them being 5-1. Yeah, beating Wake. And then at Miami, Miami looked much improved against Miami of Ohio. They established themselves as the real Miami. But I got Clemson being the brakes off them boys yet again to be 6-1. At NC State. Very, very interesting game here. Want to see what Brennan Armstrong and that offense looks like. They had a tough game against Connecticut. They pulled out the win, but it was closer than what a lot of people thought. But again, the first game with a new offensive coordinator, things of that nature. And Connecticut has really been improving with that coaching staff over there. But I got Clemson pull out this game being 7-1. Notre Dame, and this is at home for Clemson. Notre Dame looked much improved, obviously, against Navy. So not much of a huge test, but this should be an interesting game. Notre Dame really took it to Clemson last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, Clemson fans, but I believe Cade Klubnik got some PT in this game. But they really took it to Notre Dame. Clemson last year, and I think I'm gonna rock with, and I think I'm gonna rock with Notre Dame in this game. So I got Clemson being 7-2, being 2 times at home. That's shaky. You know what I'm saying? That's shaky. I'm saying from my prediction standpoint, but I'm gonna stand by what I believe in. Clemson fan, y'all get in the comment, let me know what y'all think while right and wrong by the end of this clip. But yeah, I got Clemson with 2 losses right now in the season. We know Clemson not used to losing that many games in a season. Georgia Tech, they look much improved against Louisville, but they choked the game away. I'm gonna give this game to Clemson to be 8-2 at this point. UNC at home, Drake May. That's what you got to talk about when you talk about North Carolina. I'm gonna rock with Clemson in this game to be 9-2 at this point. And then at South Carolina, this should be a really good game, man. South Carolina got the better than last year. They lose a couple playmakers to the transfer portal. So well coached, a really athletic team. This is a toss-up game. It's Florida State. Oh, this is a toss-up game. I'm gonna rock with Clemson in this game, but I don't feel great about it. But I also don't feel great about giving Clemson 3 losses on the season, even though I really am high on South Carolina. And I do think it's a coin flip game. I'm gonna rock with Clemson in this game to finish out the season 10-2. We got Tennessee. The Volunteers had a great year last year. Hendon Hooker is off to the NFL with the Seattle Seahawks. A couple more playmakers, Jalen Hyatt, and I believe another receiver that went in the second round. His name is escaping me. Tennessee fans, get in the comments. Let me know. Drop his name. Very explosive wide receiver. But they did pick up an Oregon transfer that I'm very high on. And I'm high on the Tennessee Volunteers this year, especially with Joe Milton at quarterback. I think he's going to be a breakout candidate in the SEC at the quarterback position. Without further ado, we're going to get into the schedule predictions. Tennessee start out with a big game against UVA today. I got Tennessee pulling out that game, starting off 1-0 for the number 10 Volunteers. Then they go to, I want to say, Austin Peay. I'm going to have Tennessee being 2-0 in this game. A good tune-up. Well, the next game is arguably a tune-up as well. In my opinion, the Florida Gators Tennessee had two home games to start the season. Third game is in the swamp, versus Florida Gators. Now, I would, I don't know if I was joking or not when I just made that comment about being a tune-up for Florida, but I don't believe in Florida this much this year. I'm gonna rock with Tennessee in this game, starting out big 3-0. Then they have UTSA. I got Tennessee at 4-0. South Carolina. I'm high on South Carolina, man. I really like South Carolina this year. I think this is going to be a tough game. Then the next 3 weeks are super tough. This is a tough stretch for Tennessee. They're not going to get them all. I'm going to rock with Tennessee. Ooh, I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it, but I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this game to be 5-0. I don't feel good about that, dude. I really don't. Texas A&M. Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M going to be much improved. I like Bobby Petrino as an offensive coordinator. I think he's going to do well with Connor Wingham. He's also a potential breakout star in the SEC. I expect that defensive line to be ferocious. And finally, for that 2022 super elite recruiting class to show up, that defense is going to be nasty. I like Texas A&M this year. But right now, I'm gonna have to go with Tennessee to win this game. Another one I'm not majorly confident in. I really got to see Joe Milton. He really got to show me something. Uh, Tennessee fans, get in the comments. Let me know if I'm tripping or not. Let me know if I'm tripping or I'm being overly optimistic. I got Tennessee at 6-1, 6-0 at this point. The reason I said 6-1 is because I saw that next game at Alabama. This is gonna be. I want to see what Jalen Milroe do. A lot of new quarterbacks in the SEC this year, but Alabama, man, I know I predicted my Alabama preview for Tennessee to win this game, and I ain't standing off that. I'm not coming off that. I got Tennessee winning this game. Tennessee is 7-0. Tennessee is 7-0. Kentucky, Devin Leary. I think this will be a closer game than what people are expecting it to be. Honestly, 7-0. They ride high, big win after Alabama, beating Alabama, A&M, and South Carolina 3 weeks in a row. They could be real beaten, an emotional high at this point. Um, at Kentucky, this is at Kentucky as well. They were at Bama as well. I got Tennessee beating Bama at home. And I'm gonna go with the first letdown in the season. Tennessee is now 7-1 with a loss to Kentucky. UConn at home. I got Tennessee bounce back. They've been 8-1 at this point versus Missouri. This might be a closer game than what people think, but I'm not rocking against the Tennessee Volunteers at this point. I got them at 9-1, and then they got one final game at Georgia. Not sure if this is at Georgia actually. Give me 1 second. They have a game. Whether it's at home, no, it's not the final game. My bad. But it's at home. They get Georgia. I got Georgia pulling out this game. I think I actually in my Georgia preview, I think I put Tennessee winning this game. Honestly, so I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. As more data comes, you study this team, it's harder to choose. Man, I know I picked Georgia to lose this game, but Georgia fans, I'm making up for it. I'm changing my pick right now. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Georgia to win this game. I'm gonna pick Georgia to win this game, and Tennessee is now 9-2. Then we have Vandy. I bet Tennessee finishing 10-2. Georgia fans, Tennessee fans, y'all come in the comments when this game come around. Y'all let me know what's up. Start a game thread in here. Let me know why I was wrong, why I was right. Let's have a party with it. Let's have fun. I got the Volunteers finishing 10-2. What's up, Washington fans? Big Huskies. I saw y'all last year. I did y'all thing, including beating Texas. And Texas is another team that I'm high on this year. And let's get right into the schedule prediction for the Washington Huskies. Big game, week 1 against Boise State. It should be a good game. A very good game. And I'm glad they got the ABC time slot highlighting the West Coast. The West need that shine, especially with Washington this being their last year in the Pac-12, heading over to the Big Ten. But I got Washington starting off 1-0. I think this could be up for the best game of the weekend, to be honest. Up there, with LSU, FSU. Uh, but I got Washington being 1-0. Tulsa, Washington 2-0. Michigan State, I got Washington being 3-0. Cal, Washington 4-0. Arizona, I think they're going to be much improved, but I got Washington at 5-0 with that explosive offense. And I think they're going to have a really good defense this year, too. Now they got a big test at home against number 15, Oregon. Oregon, your schedule prediction coming up. So pay big attention to this. This is at home. I think if it was away, I have a different schedule prediction, but I got Washington suffering their first loss of the season against Oregon. And I got Washington being 5-1 at this point against their rival Oregon. Fellow Big Ten, future Big Ten member Oregon. Arizona State. I like to see what Jaden Rashada does in this game from a development standpoint, but I got Washington 6-1 at this point. Um, Stanford, one of the last meetings, man. This junk is real sad, man. This realignment stuff is crazy. I got Washington winning on the last game they might play against Stanford, the ACC member, Atlantic Coast Conference member, Stanford. Got Washington being 7-1 at this point. USC at home, at home. This is gonna be one of the toughest games for USC. I'm not sure if I picked it a win and loss for USC in this game when I did USC schedule predictions. Man, I'm gonna pick Washington to win this game. One of the only losses for USC in the season. And at this point, I have Washington 8-1 with a big win over Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams versus Michael Penix, two of the best quarterbacks in the nation, if not the best quarterbacks in the nation. Explosive receivers, but I think Washington's defense is going to be better this year than USC's. Even though I don't expect USC to be bad, I got Washington at this point being 8-1 with a big win over USC. Utah, Utah is always tough, man. With a big win over Florida, at home, they should be healthy by this point. With all their playmakers back, man, Utah's tough. They're well coached, disciplined. Um, I'm gonna have to go with the Huskies getting a big win at home versus Utah. The USC game was at USC too, so but Utah, I'm gonna pick Washington to win this game, being 9-1 at this point. Oregon State, another one of the best games of the season, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be tough. We're gonna see what DJ Uiagalelei is gonna be like at this point. But I got Washington being 10-1, and then at West Washington State getting real sad. Nothing Oregon State being real sad. In their last games, they might see them for a while, man. I got Washington finishing 11-1 this year. We're gonna see what the Huskies do this year. Y'all get in the comments. It's probably said every year, but I'm gonna say it now, man. UT, Texas is back, man. Texas is back, and y'all, it's gonna be reflected in the schedule prediction. They start off against Rice at home. I got Texas beating the brakes off of Rice, dominating the state of Texas over the Rice. I was in this game, but I do want to see what JT Daniels and Luke McCaffrey doing this game. But I expect Texas to run away with this game, starting off 1-0. Then we have at Alabama, man. I picked Alabama to have 3 losses, unheard of. One of those games was to Texas, and again, just at home for Alabama in Bryant-Denny Stadium. I think Texas should have won last year, and I think um, Alabama lost some offense. I think they improved on defense. Texas, I think they improved on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. They're a young team. They matured a lot, especially picking up Donnie Mitchell from Georgia. Xavier Worthy still there. Jatavian Sanders still there at tight end. Quinn Ewers, I expect him to take a step up in the second year. Steve Sarkisian's offense. I just think Texas is going to have a good year this year. I'm going to pick them to start off big 2-0 at Alabama, man. Texas, Wyoming, Texas 3-0. Bro, it's still insane to me that Texas has their own network. That's fucking awesome. At Baylor, ooh, at Baylor, that is gonna be a tough game right there. To me, that's 50-50. That's a toss-up game right there, man. Ooh, that's a toss-up game. I'm gonna say this is live right now, y'all. I'm gonna say Baylor pulls it out, man. Texas fan, get in the comments. I know y'all going crazy. I'm gonna say Baylor pulled this game out. Texas is 3-1. As we have at home versus Kansas, I'm gonna go with Texas to bounce back in this game. You know, Kansas is much better improved than what they've been. Big game. OU Red River Shootout for the new. They bringing this rivalry to the SEC Southeastern Conference. OU is much improved this year. They're gonna be much improved this year. Dylan Gabriel is back. UT beat them boys 49 zip though last year. So with that being said, I don't think a 50-point gap is going to be made up. I'm rocking with Texas in this game. Uh, at Houston, at Houston, it's going to be an interesting game, but I got Texas beating Houston to be 6-1 versus BYU. Newest big one of the new Big 12 members in BYU. I got Texas winning this game, being 7-1. Kansas State, big game, man. Kansas State. Um, Big 12 champions, reigning Big 12 champions, Kansas State. Matter of fact, I don't want to disrespect them. I do want to see what Sean Ward can do against this Texas defense, former Florida State player, but I have Texas winning this game. TCU, big game, national runners up last year. It's crazy to still say that, but TCU, man, TCU is going to be an interesting team. They lost a lot. I'm going to go with Texas in this game to be 9-1 at this point. Iowa State is at home. I'm gonna rock with Texas in this game to be 10-1, and then Texas Tech, big game. I think this is gonna be an explosive game. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, Texas fan, but did Texas Tech win last year? Um, this is gonna be a very interesting game, man. But I got Texas winning this game. I ain't coming off the long runs. I said they're gonna have a big year with only one loss to Baylor. That was at Baylor too. Texas is gonna be 11-1. It's gonna be hard to keep them out of the playoff, especially we know with all the viewership that's gonna bring UT back this year. 11-1. I know if they don't, y'all gonna be in the comments going crazy. Do that. Tell me why I was right or wrong. UT fans, get in the comment. Let me know what's up. Notre Dame fans, I think you're having a much improved year. You already had a big win on the schedule, so you're already 1-0. Beat Navy, beat the brakes off of Navy in Ireland. Couldn't let that go down in Ireland. I understand 42-3. I understand. So you're already 1-0. But that next game, Tennessee State, I got you at 2-0. NC State should be a good, nice, solid game. Damn, this is going Sam Hartman, Brennan Armstrong had a few battles in the ACC. I'm gonna pick. This is a really good game, man. This is gonna be a really, really good game. It's at NC State too. Early afternoon game. Notre Dame fans, y'all not gonna like me, but I'm gonna have to rock with NC State in this game. I gotta go with who I really think is gonna win. Notre Dame is 2-1 at this point in the season. Next year at Central Michigan, I got Notre Dame bouncing back, being 3-1. Ohio State at home, a close game last year. I think it's gonna be a good game this year as well. But unfortunately, Notre Dame get 3-2 at this point. I got Ohio State winning that game. It's at home. Ohio State at Duke. Duke is a solid team. Game might be closer than what I might think in my head. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame bouncing back in this game. At Louisville, Louisville had a big comeback win over Georgia Tech last night. I think Jeff Drum is a great coach, establishing a good culture there. But I got Notre Dame winning this game and being 5-2. USC at home. USC at home is always a great game, rivalry game. Um, we got to see how they're gonna if they're gonna play in the future with Notre Dame being an independent and USC moving to the Big Ten and Big Ten talking about 10 conference games. But besides that, I got Notre Dame losing this game. At this point, Notre Dame is 5-3. Notre Dame is 5-3. Then I got Pitt at home as well. I got them bouncing back, beating Pitt. That's going to be a real physical game. Phil Jerkovic back at Notre Dame. A lot of pieces have changed, times have changed, and circumstances. But I got Notre Dame pulling out that game and being 6-3 at this point. At Clemson, at Clemson, man. This is going to be a tough game for Notre Dame. But if you already seen earlier in their schedule prediction, I had Clemson actually losing this game to Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame winning this game, big game. So he's still having a great season at 7-3. He just got a really tough schedule, in my opinion. Wake Forest, Sam Hartman not gonna let us. He's not gonna lose to his old team. Not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. Notre Dame 8-3 at Stanford. Notre Dame really pushed for Stanford to get into the ACC, even though they're not a full member in football. But I'm gonna rock with Notre Dame in this game. Notre Dame finishing 9-3. Notre Dame fans, get in the comments. Let me know what's up. Utah. I want to start off with thank y'all for doing the Lord's work and destroying Florida without 8 starters out, including all conference players. Ben, I don't want to mess his name. Start with a K at tight end. Him being out in quarterback. All Pac-12 selection. Cam Rising and a host of other players being lost during the games, and another all Pac-12 defender and junior something. I don't want to mess up his name. Y'all know y'all have some interesting names out there in that Utah roster, but y'all did the Lord work in destroying Florida. I appreciate y'all. Y'all already 1-0. At Baylor, this is a tough turnaround game right here. Utah fans, y'all get in the comments. Let me know how Cam Rising looking. Is he gonna play in this game? He's not. If he's not gonna play in this game, man, um, this is gonna be a tough game right here. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is gonna be a tough game. But if he is playing, or man, this is gonna be real tough. At Baylor, Baylor has a lot of their their hardest games are at home this year, so that's a good benefit for them. And I know for their fans are gonna really enjoy that. I'm gonna rock with Utah in this game. Utah is 2-0 at Weber State, 3-0 versus UCLA at home. You got to see what UCLA looks like on the offensive end. I think they got explosive receivers. We got to look at what they're gonna do. So right now, I'm gonna rock with Notre Dame to beat UCLA. I said Notre Dame. I'm sorry. I just did Notre Dame. My bad. Utah to beat UCLA at home. UCLA Utah is now 4-0. Oregon State. This is a tough game. Tough game. You know, Utah's leading behind Oregon State. Boo in the Big 12 for the Big 12. We're gonna see how that plays out. Um, it's gonna be a tough game for Utah right here. I got some faith in Oregon State, man. I got Oregon State pulling out the upset win in this game. Utah being 4-1. Cal, Cal. I got Utah being 5-1. Then is and that game is at home as well. This is at USC. I'm not sure what I put in the schedule prediction for USC. I don't remember. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know if I'm flipping and flopping and all that type of stuff, man. I think I might have had USC losing this game, to be totally honest with y'all. But for right now, this is at USC too. USC has really had Utah has really had USC's number as well. I'm not sure what I put for that in the schedule prediction for USC, but for right now, I'm gonna rock with USC getting some revenge in this game. I don't remember. Y'all let me know. But right now, how I'm feeling making this video right now, as September 2nd, I got Utah being 5-2 with that loss to USC and a loss to Oregon State. Right after that, they go play they at home against Oregon. I got Utah losing that game to Oregon. Um, Utah's 5-3 at this point. I know Utah fans might not like it, but you guys already got some big dubs, and y'all in my heart. I got them winning against Arizona State that next week, being 6-3. Washington, man, I think Washington is just on the roll this year, or gonna be on the roll. I think at this point, Utah's gonna be 6-4. I, that's tough. Arizona, I think they're gonna bounce back. I think they're gonna beat Arizona. And then we finally have Colorado. That's going to be at Arizona too. Colorado at home. Tough game. I'm just playing, man. I think Utah's going to beat the brakes off of Colorado this year, and they're going to be 8-4. 8-4. Pac-12 champions. I think two-time reigning. I hope I'm not being disrespectful in saying this, man, but I think y'all gonna be 8-4. Utah fans, y'all get in the comments. Oregon fans, I think by the end of this video, y'all gonna realize I believe in what Oregon got this year. I believe in Dan Lanning, Bo Nix. I think he has a chance to be up there with Jordan Travis and whoever else is gonna be up there for the Heisman Trophy ceremony. And I really believe in Oregon this year. I think that's gonna be reflected in this video. Starting off with Oregon State, got them smoking Oregon State. Oregon State. I'm sorry, Portland State. This is a home game for Oregon and I got Oregon pulling this game out. Then they go to Texas Tech in Texas. Lubbock should be a tougher game than what people think, but I think that Texas Tech staff needs more time. But I think it's going to be an interesting game, but I really believe in that Oregon defense to get enough stops to pull out this game. Oregon is 2-0. Then we got at home versus Hawaii. I got Oregon in that game. Then we got Colorado, man. This is going to be a tough. Nah, I'm just kidding. Oregon is going to smoke the brakes off of Colorado. I got Oregon at 4-0. Stanford, sad because we know Oregon is going to the Big Ten, leaving Stanford behind. And what the Pac-2 at this point is that we're going to call them. Actually, I'm sorry. Stanford is in the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference. Forgive me. Sorry, Stanford. Put some respect in your name, but y'all losing this. Oregon is 5-0. And we got at Washington. At Washington. It's going to be a very interesting game. But I got Washington pulling out this game. Oregon is now 5-1 at Washington. Well, versus Washington State at home. I got Oregon being 6-1. Sad too, because Washington didn't have a landing spot. Unfortunately, we got to see what's going to come out of that. Then we got at Utah. I just did Utah in the schedule prediction, so y'all know what's up. Y'all been following along and watching this video. Again, subscribe to the channel for more exclusive content. I'm giving y'all this heat right before the season start. Hurricane just came, Hurricane Idalia, and we had to deal with it. Is hurricanes a touchy subject with Mario Cristobal? Hurricane? I'm pretty sure y'all don't care. Y'all upgraded that coach with Dan Lanning. Anyways, we'll continue on with the schedule prediction. And I got Oregon beating Utah. Oregon is now 7-1 on the season. Then we have Cal at home. I got Oregon winning this game over the ACC member Cal. Oregon is 8-1. At USC at home. USC at home. You watch the USC schedule prediction. You know how I felt about this game, man. It's gonna be a tough game, man. I got Oregon winning this game over USC at home. One of the best games of the season. Oregon is 9-1. Arizona State. I got Oregon pulling out the victory in that game, looking towards the Pac-12 championship, but they got the huge rivalry game against Oregon State. Again, I'm gonna say his name for the third time in this video, third or fourth time. DJ Uyunglele. I think that was the best time I said it. Um, Pac-12 game. I think Oregon State won this game last year. They got a chance to be improved this year, but right now, I'm gonna go with. By this time, Oregon State should have a big win over Utah too, and some couple other teams, and they're going to be a good team. But I got Oregon pulling out this game. I got Oregon being 11-1 with a chance to make the college football playoff. I'm high on the Oregon this year, very high. TCU fans, if you've been following along, you're probably disappointed right now because maybe I predicted a loss or two for your team. But we about to go down the full schedule prediction. I'll give some context to those games. Colorado, big game. Playing the Fighting Deons, man. Big game, man. A huge spread. I think over a 20-point spread, if not a 21-point spread. I'm going to go with TCU to pull out this victory. Y'all can't lose to the Fighting Deons, bro. But it'll be good to see Shadeur and Travis Hunter and all those guys. Jeff Horn, I believe. Hey, man, Jimmy Horn. But, hey, don't lose to Colorado now. Don't lose. Don't lose. Next, I don't even know the name of this team. NICH. I don't know who them is, so I'm gonna go with TCU to win this game. Not gonna lie, not trying to get disrespectful. At Houston, big game for TCU. I think it's gonna be closer than what a lot of people think, man. I think this is a solid game right here, man. I'm gonna go with TCU to win this game, though. At Houston, I'm gonna go with TCU to win this game, but I think it's gonna be close. SMU at home. I'm gonna go with TCU in this game, especially with SMU losing Tanner Mordecai to Wisconsin. Then we have West Virginia. West Virginia, I expect West Virginia to be on the ropes by this point. Um, I don't expect them to be a great team this year. I'm gonna go with TCU to be 5-0 at this point. So, hey, y'all celebrating with me, TCU. Come on now, giving y'all credit. You have a great early season state. Iowa State. I got TCU at Iowa State too. I got TCU in this game. Sonny Dykes, I believe in you. BYU, tough, tough. I got TCU in this game. TCU is 7-0 in the hunt for the playoffs, if not in that top 7 range at this point. TCU, the Horned Frogs, you know. Kansas State. I know that's painful. I know it's painful. I know it's painful, man. And I think that not sure what I predicted for Kansas State or if Kansas State is coming. I think Kansas State is coming up, man. But man, I got man, I got TCU sourcing their first loss of the season against Kansas State. I know that sucks to TCU fans to hear, but that's just how I feel. TCU is 7-1 at this point. They go play Texas Tech, another tough game. The back half of the schedule is loaded. And I think there could be a lot of stumbling blocks here, but I expect them to rebound, be 8-1 at this point against Texas Tech. Man, I feel like I'm kind of doing Texas Tech dirty. I ain't gonna lie. Texas, if you'd have watched the preview earlier, you would have known what I had in this game. And go back and watch it. Watch the whole video. We having fun. We hanging out. We chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I had Texas winning this game at home for TCU. And I got Texas winning this game. Straight up, even though TCU won last year, I got Texas winning this game. I got TCU at 8-2. Baylor at home. Some reason I've been high on Baylor this year. I don't know. I just like Baylor. I like what they do. Dave Aranda, he's a great coach. I expect him to have a good defense, a solid defense. But I'm gonna rock with TCU in this game. TCU is 9-2, so y'all can't be too mad. Coming off of appearing in the national championship, facing OU. I think TCU really handed it to OU last year. I expect this game to be a much better game, and I expect OU to be much improved, especially if Dylan Gabriel could stay healthy. And I actually have OU pulling out this game. TCU, you're gonna be 9-3 on the season. TCU fans, get in the comments. Let me know what's up. First of all, K State, get your social media and team intact. They ain't even have a available schedule out there, but you know your boy had to go find it and put it together for y'all. So at this point, man, without further ado, I gotta find the schedule. Hold on, y'all. I see it a little bit. Kansas State. I don't know y'all first game is. It's one of those cakewalk style games. And right now, I'm gonna have Kansas State starting off winning this game and being 1-0 at this point. Kansas State is 1-0 at this point. I'm trying to load the schedule, y'all. Then we have another cakewalk game for Kansas State against Troy. Troy is a good team in their conference in their league. I don't think they're ready for Kansas State. Kansas State fans, let me know who's the quarterback. Is it Will Howard or did he go to the NFL? I'm not sure, but I'm very high on them because they got my boy Treshawn Ward there, and I think he's going to admirably replace Deuce Vaughn. Even though Deuce Vaughn is a K-State legend, Treshawn Ward, he's a very underrated running back. I think he's going to do good in this game, and I think Kansas State at this point is going to be 2-0. Still trying to pull up the K State schedule. Then a big game at Missouri. Missouri. It's going to be a tough game. You're going against SEC offensive defensive lines. I expect Missouri to be much improved this year. Luther Burden, I expect him to explode on the scene, man. I'm going to go with K State suffering their first loss this week. Even though I think it's going to be a really good game and one that people should tune into. And it deserves better than the SEC network, even though SEC network, big network, but this is at Missouri too. I'm gonna go with Missouri in this game. Kansas State is 2-1. UCF. UCF didn't. I mean, they beat them boys. I think 56-6. Um, UCF, man, this is gonna be an interesting game. But I got Kansas State bouncing back, being 3-1. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State versus K State. It's another interesting game. ESPN primetime game, 7:30. I got Kansas State winning this game. Oklahoma State just got gutted in the portal, losing Mason Cobb and Spencer Sanders and a few more playmakers on both sides of the ball. I got Kansas State winning this game. Kansas State is 4-1 at this point. Texas Tech, Texas Tech. It's gonna be a very interesting game. Um, and I believe in that Texas Tech staff. I think they're gonna take their league next year. But for right now, I got them beating K State. K State is 4-2 at this point. TCU, big game at TCU, man. TCU, very interesting game. You know what happened last year, man. And I got K State with a winning streak, little winning streak over TCU, and they're 5-2. As we have Houston at home again. I like Houston. I like their coaching staff, Dan Holgerson. I got, but I have K State winning this game. K State is 6-2. Texas, big Texas. You know what I'm saying? I said Texas is gonna be back, and I'm gonna stand by that. But I think this is gonna be a close game and an interesting game. Again, I want to see what Treshawn Ward can do against that defense. I want to see what that veteran offensive line for Kansas State can do against that defense. It's gonna be a real good game. But I had Texas winning. If you watched the video earlier, and I'm gonna stick by that. I got K State being 6-3 at this point. Baylor, very interesting game. Y'all know I'm high on Baylor. I said it throughout this video. I'm gonna rock with K State in this game though. To be 7-3, Kansas versus Kansas State, a big old rivalry game. This is at Kansas too, Jayhawks. I expect this to be a sold out game, one of, if not the biggest game for Kansas this year. But I got K State going to the Jayhawks Stadium and beating them. I'm not gonna say per usual, but it's kind of usual. But I got K State pulling out this game. K State is 8-3 at this point, and finally finishing against Iowa State. Not that high on Iowa State this year, and I'm gonna rock with Kansas State to finish 9-3. It's a solid year. K State fans, y'all get in the comments. Let me know. Oregon State, just like Kansas State, man. Y'all hit up y'all social media team. Tell them to drop y'all schedule on the internet, man. I couldn't even find a schedule to put up here for y'all. But I digress because you know your boy gonna find it. Now you've seen a lot of Oregon State games already in his previews. So what does that mean? They're facing a lot of coaches poll top 25 teams. With that, unfortunately, it had to come with some losses. So go back and rewind the video, listen to what I was saying about those Pac-12 games and some Oregon State games. But I do expect them to be good this year with DJ Uiagalelei at quarterback, and I expect them to improve in general. I believe in their coaching style. But we got to go down the schedule prediction. So let's get into it, Oregon State fans. Get off my back. Anyways, Oregon State started off against San Jose State. San Jose State looked really good against USC last week. Defense couldn't get any stop, but that's expected against USC. But offense looked really explosive. And I expect this game to be closer than what people think. Again, man, 3:30 game. I got Oregon State pulling out the dough and DJ looking good in his debut for his new team. Next, y'all play UCD. I'm not sure who those people are. With all due respect to them, and all due respect to the teams that I did know the names of, I'm a college football junkie. For me not to know y'all names, that's not disrespect. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's just not y'all not being known enough. With all due respect, I don't know how else to say it, but I got Oregon State at 2-0 right now. San Diego State, San Diego State. Big Mountain West team now. I got Oregon State pulling out it. Oregon State is 3-0. Washington State, man. I know Oregon, Washington State, y'all in this together, man, because y'all got left behind. Y'all got raided by the Big 12 and the Big 10, man. It's in the ACC. Shit, now. So, man, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Oregon State might be Mountain West time or independent time, man, but I'm rocking with y'all to get a big win over Washington State, man. Y'all 4-0, man. Y'all can take solace in that. Utah, Utah. This will be a very interesting game, man. But if you watch early in the video, I think I predict Utah to lose this game, and I'm gonna stick with it. Oregon State is 5-0, brother. Oregon State is 5-0 at Cal. Know y'all real high to them, leaving y'all behind, but it is what it is. And I got Oregon State at 6-0, bro. Oregon State is 6-0. UCLA. Again, I want to see what they do with their quarterback situation, what they do overall this year, man. But right now, man, I gotta rock with Oregon State to continue to trend. Oregon State is 7-0, knocking on the door of being in that top six, top seven for the college football playoff, bro. Real talk. Arizona, man, I got Oregon. This at Arizona too. I got Oregon State playing this game. I cannot believe it. At Colorado. Gonna be a tough physical game. But I got Oregon State to pull out this game, man. Oregon State is 9-0, man. If not at this point in that top four. Oregon State fans, y'all get in the comments, man. I know y'all loving this right now. You got to. I know y'all loving this. I know y'all loving this, man. At Colorado, y'all beat it, Colorado versus Stanford. I know y'all probably got some issues with them, but it is what it is, man. I got Oregon State at 10-0, man. The Beavers going off this year. And that train takes a sudden turn, man. At home, y'all got them. Y'all know I'm extremely high on Washington this year. If you watched the video earlier, you know I expect this game to go, man. I got Washington winning this game. And sorry, Oregon State fans. I know y'all wanted the playoffs this year, especially with everything that's been going down. But winning 10 games so far in the season is a great accomplishment, man. But I'm rocking with Washington to win this game. Oregon State is 10-1. Then we got Oregon, the big rivalry game. I think y'all might have beat them last year. And though I expect y'all to be improved, I expect Oregon to be more improved, especially with their transfer situation, picking up Jordan Birch and a couple other players, man. I believe in Dan Lanning. I believe in y'all with Jonathan Smith as well. This game might be closer than what I think. Y'all do have some recent victories, but I'm gonna rock with Oregon to win this game. Unfortunately, after starting off 10-0, y'all finished 10-2. That's still a great season, even with a chance to play in the Pac-12 championship game. I got Oregon State Beavers at 10-2. OU fans, what's up, man? We're gonna get into y'all schedule prediction, but I did want to say this. I think y'all gonna have a solid year. Your last year in the Big 12, moving on to the SEC. Y'all recruiting well. I think that defense is going to be better. I expect the offense to be better with Dylan Gabriel hopefully being more healthy this year and a five-star freshman and Jackson Arnold right behind him win to take over. So without further ado, let's get into the schedule prediction for the Oklahoma Sooners. Start off with Arkansas State. I got OU in that game. SMU. Tanner Mordecai again. I got Oklahoma with two big home wins of season 2-0. Tulsa at Tulsa. I got OU in this game, even though this is a home state game. I got Oklahoma in that game. Oklahoma's 3-0 at Cincinnati. Interesting game. We're gonna see what Scott Satterfield has for the Bearcats by this point, but I got OU in this game. OU is 4-0. And we got Iowa State. Iowa State. Tough games always. Well, I ain't gonna say always. Last couple of years, it's been a decent game for OU. It's been a difficult game, a surprising game. But I got OU being 5-0 by this point. OU fans, get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about 5-0 at this point. It hit different. It hit different when I expect a big bounce back from OU. The game or the season for OU is right here. It's on the line. But if you seen my preview earlier, again, y'all watched the full video. We hanging out having fun. I had Texas winning this game. Y'all lost by 49 points. Didn't score 0 points. Y'all scored 0 points last year. So I'm gonna stick by what I say. I'm gonna rock with OU getting their first loss of the season right here against Texas. OU at this point is 5-1 against UCF. I think this will be an interesting game playing that Florida team, especially picking up some of that Florida talent last year. But I'm gonna have to go with OU winning this game. They're 6-1 at this point against UCF. Then you got Kansas, and OU has that game at home. Then you go to Kansas. It's an interesting game last year, man. I think OU pulled this out, but I'm not 100% sure. Kansas fans, get in the comments. OU fans, get in the comments. Let me know who won that game last year. Did Kansas win that game? Not 100% sure now. I'm not 100% sure, man. But I'm going to rock with OU to bounce back this year if they did lose, or to put up a winning streak if they lost. Y'all let me know in the comments section. Right now, I got OU at 7-1. Big bounce back year from last year being, I believe, 6-7. Getting blown out. At Oklahoma State. Why y'all left Oklahoma State behind, man? Why y'all left Bedroom behind, man? I know it's about the almighty dollar, but geez, bro, I love rivalry games. Everybody loves rivalry games. I hope y'all keep that game in y'all schedule, man. For real, for real. Rivalry games is where it's at for real. And at this point, man, I'm a rock with Oklahoma beating Oklahoma State for hopefully not the first time, but for the foreseeable future. I hope this is an annual game and continues on, man. Hopefully. But I got OU winning this game. Even though Oklahoma State is going to be highly motivated and it's at home. West Virginia, I got OU winning this game. OU is 9-1 at this point. BYU at BYU. I just believe in Dylan Gabriel. I think Oklahoma is going to be 10-1 at this point. And then finally versus TCU. This is going to be a tough game. I just did TCU earlier in the video. Forgive me if my brain is fried by this point. I don't remember what I had in this game. Um, but I want to say I picked Oklahoma to win. I want to say I picked Oklahoma to win in this game. But this is going to be a tough test for the college football playoff this year, in my opinion. It's going to be a really tough test, bro. I think I picked OU to win in that TCU prediction. This is a toss up game to me. Um, and right now I'm gonna go with TC. I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna say Oklahoma win this game. Oklahoma is 11-1. Damn, boy, it's gonna be a lot of sorry teams this year, bro. Because I'm picking a lot of wins for these teams, bro. It's gonna be a lot of sorry teams this year, or teams with just a lot of losses on their resume. Which I mean, that equals being sorry. So it is what it is. But OU fans, y'all get in the comments. Let me know what's up. North Carolina fans, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Y'all might not like me after this video, but I'm just being honest. What I see from this team or what I've read, I say I haven't seen anything the season has started, even though it starts today in a couple hours, man. Without further ado, North Carolina, like I said, man, y'all might not like this. I got y'all starting off with an L versus South Carolina. There, I know y'all might not like to hear that, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I got South Carolina pulling out that game, and North Carolina starting off 0-1. It is what it is. Y'all go play at home. Appalachian State. Again, that's a well coached, tough team, man. I think it's gonna have to be the Drake May game. I think it's gonna be at the Drake May year after losing Phil Longo. And that defense being porous, y'all did pick up a couple good transfers. I'm excited to see what Amari Gainer does, and I'm definitely gonna be tuned into that game versus South Carolina. But and I got y'all bouncing back, and I got y'all winning this game right here against App State. Ain't gonna be too disrespectful. Minnesota, they pulled out a big dub over Nebraska, but they didn't look good doing it. I got North Carolina in this game. At Pitt, this is gonna be a tough game for North Carolina, man. This is gonna be a tough game for North Carolina. At Pitt, tough, tough, bro, tough. Man, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go with Pitt in this game. I'm gonna go with Pitt in this game. Y'all 2-2, NC. Syracuse at home. I got North Carolina winning that game. Miami. Y'all had Miami's number lately. It's at home. I don't believe in Miami. I'm rocking with North Carolina's game, 4-2. Um, and we're gonna have to see what's up with that. Amari Gainer, you know, you got a little streak over Miami. Continue that streak, my boy. Continue that streak for real. 4-2. UVA, North Carolina. At this point, 5-2. So y'all got a healthy bounce back. Georgia Tech looked much improved, but they choked away the game, man. At this point, I still got North Carolina winning this game. They're 6-2. At Campbell, I want to say that's Campbell. I got North Carolina winning that game. Obviously, that's a tune-up against a hard finishing schedule, man. At versus Duke at home. North Carolina got this game at home, man. This is gonna be a tough game. We know that's usually a historic basketball rivalry, and it's gonna be this year as well. But man, Duke is very much improved this year, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Duke is improved this year, man. And I feel like I've been shitting on Duke a little bit. Forgive my language. I can cuss by this point in the video, but I ain't gonna do too much of that. But man, I got Duke pulling out a big game here. North Carolina at this point, 7-3. At Clemson, it's gonna be a tough game, man. We saw what happened in the ACC championship, and I think Clemson's gonna be improved this year. North Carolina is not gonna be as good. I got them losing again. North Carolina 6-4 at this point. At NC State, this is a tough game, bro. North Carolina State could be clicking at this point, man. North Carolina State could be clicking at this point, and some of these teams got to lose in the top 25. A lot of them have had great seasons, man. I got to be honest. At NC State, that is a tough game for North Carolina, man. NC State always has a good defense, and Peyton Wilson's still there, man. I expect them to have a good year, man. I got North Carolina losing this game. I got to go with what I believe in in Tar Heels. I said y'all wouldn't like me by the end of this video, but y'all subscribe to the channel for more exclusive content. We just keeping it real. Y'all get in the comments. I might do an exclusive video on North Carolina this year, man. But this how I feel right now. Y'all might like me better in the basketball previews. With all due respect, let me start joking. Y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel, though, man. Wisconsin, what's up, man? I think y'all picked up a great coach, Luke Fickle. Without further ado, we're gonna get right into the schedule prediction for the Wisconsin Badgers, man. Phil Longo was a nice pickup too as an offensive coordinator. And watch out for that Cheney boy at linebacker this year, Lehigh alum, man. Watch out for sure. Remember the name. Now y'all start off against Buffalo. I think y'all get a good win to start off this year at Washington State. Different game traveling all the way across the country, but y'all got to get used to that. With them adding Washington and Oregon and a couple other Pac-12 teams, UCLA, USC. But I think y'all gonna handle it well. Y'all gonna beat Washington State. But I think that's gonna be a solid test for y'all. At Georgia Southern, I got Wisconsin being 3-0 at this point. At Purdue, very interesting game, but it's Wisconsin 4-0 versus Rutgers. Wisconsin 5-0 versus Iowa. This is going to be an interesting game, man. Defense galore. But again, that Iowa offense has to show me something, man. I got Wisconsin in this game, man. Luke Fickle, I believe in them. 6-0. 6-0. Wisconsin, I think, is going to be highly ranked at this point. At Illinois, another interesting game. Defensive slugfest. But I got Wisconsin being 7-0 versus Ohio State. Ohio State, man. It's a tough game. Not sure where I went with this game. Um, my schedule prediction for Ohio State. Maybe I predicted this as a loss. It's not coming to me where I get this game, but maybe I did predict this as a loss, man. But I'm gonna rock with Ohio State in this game. Wisconsin is 7-1 versus Indiana at Indiana too. I'm gonna go Wisconsin to finish this game. They'll be 8-1 versus Northwestern. They got a lot of stuff going on, even though it's at home for Wisconsin, anyways. I got Wisconsin being 9-1, bro. Then we got versus Nebraska. Nebraska, again, they choked away another game against Minnesota last second win, man. I'm gonna rock with Wisconsin in this game, man. To be 10-1 in Luka Fickle's year one. Wisconsin man, get in the comments. Let me know what's up, bro. Maybe I'm being too high. I don't know on Wisconsin this year. At Minnesota, this will be a tough game, man. Two great coaching staffs, man. Minnesota, I think they're gonna pick up a signature win this year. I think it's gonna be Wisconsin, and I'm gonna go with Wisconsin to lose this game and finishing 10-2, which is a great first year in Luke Fickle's first year. Great first year. So Wisconsin fans, get in the comments. Y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what's up. Ole Miss fans, y'all been watching my other schedule predictions. Y'all know I got y'all in tune for some massive upsets, even challenging the likes of the established two kings in the conference. Let's get it right into the schedule prediction this year for the Ole Miss Rebels. Y'all don't let me down, man. Start off against Mercer. I got y'all at 1-0. At Tulane, which is going to be the next team coming up these rankings, man. Tulane is tough. Michael Pratt is a great quarterback. They lost a lot, though, to the NFL draft. I'm going to have to go with Ole Miss in this game. And I've been calling Quinton Jackson the best running back in college football this year, right there with Trey Benson, man. But, I expect big things from you. I think y'all going to beat Tulane. That's at Tulane as well in New Orleans. Then you have Georgia Tech at home. Georgia Tech, man, they look really good. So they got ran down by Louisville, but I still believe in them. I think they're gonna have a solid year, but I don't think this is the year. I think Ole Miss starting off at 3-0 this year. At Bama, bro. I believe, man, if y'all go watch my Bama schedule prediction, I picked Ole Miss to win this game. It's tough, man, because Bama, I also predicted them to lose against Texas, man. Two early season losses for Nick Saban and the boys. Make you feel kind of foolish. I ain't gonna cap. Make you feel a bit foolish, man. But I'm gonna rock with what I said, man. Ole Miss, man, y'all get in the comments, man. Y'all celebrating a big win at Bama, man. At Bama. I picked Bama to lose to Tennessee, LSU. I want to say Texas. Tennessee, LSU, Texas. So this is tough, man. Y'all could be celebrating big. Let me recalibrate, man. You know what? I'm gonna go with the L, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That Bama defense is gonna be the biggest test of Ole Miss this season. I'm gonna go with. Y'all might say I'm on some favoritism type stuff, man. Bama's not my favorite, but I'm gonna rock with old Saint Nick, man. I'm gonna rock with Saint Nick, man. I know y'all not gonna like it, but Ole Miss is 3-1 at this point. God dang, that's at Alabama too. That helps it out as well. LSU, man, I'm high on LSU, man. I believe in LSU this year, man. I think they're gonna have a really, really good season, man. I'm gonna rock with LSU to win this game. I think it's gonna be an offensive shootout. I'm gonna rock with LSU in this game. Ole Miss is 3-2. Losses the LSU and Bama. Arkansas. Arkansas is going to be a really good team this year, man. I believe. I believe in KJ Jefferson and Raheem Sanders, but don't pick Ole Miss to win out this game, man. Sort of think by this point could be an upset, to be honest. Ole Miss is 4-2. Auburn at Auburn. I'm gonna rock with Ole Miss to be 5-2 at this game versus Vanderbilt. Give me Ole Miss. Ole Miss 6-2 versus Texas A&M. I think it's going to be one of the best games of the season, man. I think it's going to be one of the best games of the season. Both teams have different strengths, but strengths nonetheless. Ole Miss on offense, Texas A&M on defense. I believe in Texas A&M this year. Damn, Ole Miss got a tough schedule. You just scan down it, but man, I got Texas A&M pulling out this game. And now Ole Miss is what, 6-3. Um, then we had UGA. At UGA, at the Bulldogs, man. I think it's gonna be a tough test for the Bulldogs, and I did have them losing 2 games. I don't remember who two, but this is arguably almost better than beating Bama, man. I'm gonna rock with Ole Miss in this game. A big upset, gonna be 7-3 at this point. Big upset over Georgia. ULM, I'm gonna rock with Ole Miss in that game. I gotta rock with them. Ole Miss is 8-3. I think they're gonna be ranked fairly high at this point. Then they at Mississippi State, in the rivalry game. I believe the Egg Bowl is what it's called. I think Mississippi State is still a year away. I'm gonna have to rock with Ole Miss in this game. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss Rebels are gonna finish 9-3 this year, which is a great year for Ole Miss. And you could flip flop some of those games, maybe Georgia and the Bama game, like I was on the edge of doing. I think the Georgia Tech game is going to be interesting, and the Arkansas game is going to be very interesting too. Right now, I got Ole Miss finishing 9-3 in that tough SEC West. Reason I believe it's the West Division. So, Ole Miss fans, y'all get in the comments. Y'all let me know what's up. Tulane fans, I know y'all gonna be celebrating forever that big win over USC and Caleb Williams, man. That's a real dope win. Michael Pratt returns, even though y'all thought y'all might lose him to Florida in the transfer portal, and y'all lost a lot to the NFL draft. This should be a great schedule prediction for y'all. Shout out to y'all boys. I'm very fond of New Orleans. And I'm also a Green Wave alum, man. I went to Fort Myers Middle, man. We was the original Green Wave. I ain't go to Fort Myers High, but that's the Green Wave as well. So shout out, man. I'm a Green Wave myself, but let's get into the schedule prediction. And first, y'all play Southern Alabama, South Alabama, I should say. Uh, y'all play them at 8 o'clock game, man, night game, man. That should be a real decent game for y'all, a real solid test, man. South Alabama should be a real solid test, but I got Tulane winning this game. I think they got a better quarterback in this game. That's going to win you a lot of games at the college level. If y'all would have been watching the video, y'all would have just saw me predict this for Ole Miss schedule prediction. But of course, I'm going to rock with Ole Miss to win this game against Tulane. Tulane is 1-1, but they can win this game. Southern Mississippi at Southern Mississippi. It's be an interesting game. I expect it to be improved, man. This is a really tough game to predict right here, man. I'm not going to front with y'all, man. I actually got Southern Miss pulling out this game. Tulane starting out 1-2, but I don't think there are going to be many more losses on the schedule. Tulane fans. Um, NICH. I don't know who that is. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know who abbreviations for college is NICH. They're obviously playing some tough games this year, man. But I got Tulane winning this game being 2-2. UAB at home. I got Tulane winning this game, starting up a little streak here at Memphis. Tough game. I think Ryan Silverfield has to win this year. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to beat the Green Wave. I think he's going to get washed this year, pun intended, in this game. And I got Tulane being 4-2 at Memphis too versus North Texas. North Texas at home. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, an interesting game. But I got Tulane being 5-2. And we have at Rice. I got Tulane winning that game, even though I expect it to be another high scoring affair for Tulane. At East Carolina. This should be a very interesting game, man. East Carolina always has the in between Power 5 and G5 level talent, in my opinion. I think they did good in the transfer portal this year. Michael Pratt is the best quarterback in this game, man. But I'm going to have to go with East Carolina pulling off the upset against Tulane. Tulane fans, get in the comments. Let me know if I'm tripping or not. Let me know if I'm going cycle here. But I got Tulane being 6-3 at this point. Tulsa. Tulsa, very interesting game. Very interesting game right here, man. Very interesting game. I'm gonna rock with Tulane to bounce back and get a big win over Tulsa. 7-3 at this point. FAU. Got to see what Tom Herman is gonna do there. He has some talent there. We know he's in Florida. We know he can recruit. I'm gonna pick Tulane to pull out the dub in this game, be 8-3, and that is at FAU as well. Then we at home versus UTSA, one of the toughest games of the season. High on UTSA. I think they got a lot of returning veteran talent, man. I think they got some Power 5 talent still on that roster. And in another upset, I have Tulane falling to UTSA to finish 8-4 this year, coming off of last year's victory. I still think that's a solid year for Tulane. I think the fan base would agree. Tulane fans, y'all tap in, subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate y'all. Texas Tech fans, y'all know I'm high on y'all coaching staff, but coaching staff, you gotta upgrade the social media team. There's no reason a team like Tulane should have schedule prediction air schedules up for me to download, but y'all don't. Y'all Texas Tech, man. You can't have Tulane above y'all social media team. Y'all gotta upgrade it, fire them boys, do better. Without further ado, we're gonna get into some schedule prediction for the Texas Tech Red Raiders this year. Very high on. They start off at Wyoming. I got them starting off with a big dub here. Then they jump right into the versus Oregon, number 15 Oregon, number 14 Oregon, I believe. This will be a tough game. I said it's going to be high scoring, man. I think Texas Tech is 1 year away from playing in these big games and having a chance to win. I'm going to pick Oregon in this game. Texas Tech is 1-1. Then versus TAR, I'm not sure they are. It seemed like a Texas team, though. I got Texas Tech winning this game. Texas Tech fans, get on the fans. Let me know what abbreviations are TAR. Who is that y'all playing in week 3 on September the 16th? Um, then we got West Virginia. Interesting game right here. Interesting game. If West Virginia going to pull out a big win on the year, it could be this game, but right now I got Texas Tech being 3-1. Kind of in a sweet spot of where they want to be. Versus Houston at home, man. Houston's a good team, but they did lose a lot. Right now, I think that Texas Tech is going to pull out this game, be 4-1 at Baylor. And I like Dave Aranda as the coach. I like Baylor. This is an extremely entertaining game last year, man. I'm gonna rock with Baylor when this game. Texas Tech is 4-2 at Baylor too. Maybe I'll feel different as Texas Tech was at home. Y'all feel me? Texas Tech fans, get in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this game. How y'all feel about Baylor and that rivalry game. Let me know what's up. Kansas State, another interesting game, man. K State, this at home. This at home. Not sure what I did in the early schedule edition for Kansas State, but I think I had Kansas State winning this game, and I'm gonna stick by that. Texas Tech is 4-3. Then y'all at BYU, this is a really tough schedule, man. Not gonna lie, this is a really tough schedule, but I got Texas Tech bouncing back being 5-3. A lot of these games are very flip flop, man, to be honest. Then they play TCU versus TCU at home. So I got Texas Tech at home versus TCU. I got them falling in this game. Texas Tech being 5-4. Don't be disappointed, Texas Tech fans. I think you're right there, and I think you're gonna compete in every one of these games. We know how seasons go. At Kansas, bro, this is an extremely tough schedule. At Kansas, man, this is another entertaining game, man. It go either way, man. But I got Texas Tech pulling out the victory, getting back on track, being 6-4 versus UCF. Another tough game for Texas Tech, bro. It's like y'all addicted to tough games, bro. Y'all really mean them. Y'all say anyone at any time. Texas is what it is, man. Y'all got UCF at home. That's a tough game, and I gotta be honest, man. This might be a little bit of Florida bias, man, but I think UCF is gonna win this game, and y'all gonna be 6-5 at this point. And then you go at Texas. If you've seen my Texas preview, you know how I feel about this game. You know I think UT is back, and y'all finishing 6-6. I did not expect this before I started. Texas Tech fan, man, y'all subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be honest. I'm adding some exclusive content um, from the Texas Tech Raiders coming up this year. I'm excited to grow this channel, everything that's gonna come from it, and I think y'all gonna be a part of this journey. Not exclusively, but it's definitely gonna be some content there. So y'all subscribe to the channel, especially if you like college football, man. I got Texas Tech finishing 6-6 this year. Texas A&M. We finally to the 25th ranked team in the coaches poll, top 25. Here we got the 12th man, Texas A&M. We got Jimbo. It's Jimbo on the hot seat. Hiring Bobby Petrino as the offensive coordinator should be very interesting. Um, Borderline comical with those two personalities in the same building. With that amount of control is going to be very interesting for the Texas A&M Aggies this season. But I do expect a lot of the recruits to finally start to gel and their offense to be better, especially with that big win over LSU last year. I think that really shows them. I think they grow from that. Of course, being a huge Florida State fan, I believe in Jimbo as a coach. I'm not bitter about him not being there anymore. It's been a long time, and we on to bigger and better things. But at this point, man, let's get right into the schedule prediction for the last team, the Texas A&M Aggies. Now, first, we have them playing UNM. I don't know who that is. Yes, I do. Sorry, New Mexico fans. Sorry about that. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all subscribe to the channel too. I got Texas A&M starting out 1-0. Then we have at Miami. Interesting game down in Hard Rock, man. But I think that Jimbo has that recipe to beat Miami. Um, Even though Miami won their first game and established himself as the real Miami against Miami of Ohio, I got Texas A&M showing that offense off in this game and really getting down with the get down and stopping that run and stopping those short passes that Miami did. I got them really handily beating Miami this week. They're 2-0. ULM, I got Texas A&M in that game versus Auburn at home. Tough game. Things are gonna be closer than what people think, but at the same time, I got Texas A&M starting off 4-0. Really strong bounce back for Jimbo after only winning 5 games last year. You can't have that, Jimbo. Come on now. Especially with the resources and talent that Texas A&M have. Tough game against Arkansas. It is at home. It is at home, though. It is at home, though. And I keep saying that. I feel like I'm trying to convince myself. I think the defense is going to be ready. I think it's going to be a slugfest, man. I really, 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 really like this game. I think it's going to be the game of the week on September 30th. I texted in and putting out. It's going to be 5-0 versus Bama. the big bad Bama, the boogeyman. You know, Texas A&M has had minimal success, but they have some success in this rivalry game. I'm gonna rock with. I believe in the Alabama schedule prediction again. I picked them for to lose against Tennessee, Texas, and Tennessee, Texas, and was it Texas and oh Tennessee, Texas, and LSU. So I got Texas A&M unfortunately losing this game, and their undefeated streak coming to an end. They're gonna be 5-1 after this game. Then they go play at Tennessee, man. This is gonna be one of the best games of the whole college football season, in my opinion, man. I think both teams are gonna come and play. The defense is gonna come and play. Joe Milton is gonna have to be special in this game. I'm going to rock with. I'm going to rock with Tennessee fans. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know if I've been flip flopping, man, because I just did a schedule prediction for Tennessee earlier, just not remembering who I picked, man. I'm going to rock with Tennessee. I'm gonna rock with Tennessee in this game. Don't feel great about that. I'm gonna rock with Tennessee in this game. Let me think about that for a couple more seconds, man. Nothing wrong with thinking, man. Even when you're on the spot, it's at Tennessee. I'm gonna rock with Tennessee. I'm gonna rock with Tennessee. Texas A&M is 5-2 at this point. Versus South Carolina, man. South Carolina improved team, man. I believe in South Carolina, man. And honestly, I think this has a potential upset for Texas A&M, but I'm gonna rock with Texas A&M to win this game, be 6-2. Obviously, I'm high on Texas A&M at this year. But they go play at Ole Miss. This is gonna be a very interesting game. I just did the Ole Miss prediction again. This is a toss-up game. I'm not sure what I predicted in the Ole Miss game. Uh, I think that Ole Miss is going to win this game, though. Texas A&M is 6-3. Then they go play. Then they at Mississippi State. Well, Mississippi State at home. I'm sorry, it's a home game in College Station for Texas A&M. In this game, I'm gonna rock with Texas A&M to bounce back in this game. It'll be 7-3. Then they go play at LSU. Again, I'm extremely high on LSU this year. I just don't think they're gonna win their first game. But LSU is an interesting team. I think they had the talent. Texas A&M did win this game last year, but I think LSU is better this year. Texas A&M is also better this year. This is tough. I'm gonna go with LSU. I'm gonna go with LSU, and Texas A&M finishes 8-4.